Thanks for tuning in. You're still watching the World News. 7 Chinese children are dead after fire broke out in this private orphanage in Henan province. The Friday blaze broke out at around 8:30 a.m. local time and was contained in about 2 hours. But it was too late for the 7 victims, 4 of whom died at the scene while the 3 others perished en route to the hospital. Media report the residence belongs to a woman who had adopted more than 100 children over the course of 27 years. The surviving children have been set up in a temporary shelter. Meanwhile, firefighters were on Sunday struggling to bring under control a massive blaze at fuel storage plant near Surat city of western India's Gujarat state, which has spread to other tanks because of strengthening wind. The inferno broke out earlier on Saturday at the Hazira storage facility operated by the Indian Oil Corporation. Groups of firefighters battled through the night and well into the morning on Sunday as the fire still continued to burn. The fire spread quickly across the storage facility where tons of petrol and diesel are kept in tanks. The tank where the blaze started contained about 5,000 liters of gasoline, almost half of its capacity, when it caught fire. Meanwhile, it has been reported that 4 workers of the facility were missing. Many people living nearby have been advised to leave their homes for safety. In other news, Venezuelan air and sea rescue services were searching on Saturday for a plane carrying fashion executive Vittorio Missoni, his wife, and 4 others, which went missing off the coast of Venezuela. The plane carrying Missoni, his wife, and another couple, and 2 Venezuelan crew members disappeared after taking off from the resort of Los Roques, an archipelago off the coast. Missoni is the eldest son, the founders of the fashion house, famous for its exuberantly colored knits featuring blood stripes and zigzags. He is a co-owner with siblings Luca and Angela, who handle the technical and design sides of the firm. The brand will celebrate its 60th anniversary this year. Moving on to Australia. Aid centers were busy accepting donations on Sunday to help families who've been made homeless by a fierce bushfire in the southern Australian state of Tasmania. The state's fire service says 20 bushfires are still burning in isolated areas of the island, and they have drafted in crews from across the state to contain them. Temperatures have dropped since the peak of 40 degrees Celsius on Friday, when the bushfires were at their worst, making firefighting easier. Local media reported that more than 100 homes and buildings in Dunalley, the worst affected area, have been lost. Bushfires are a natural phenomenon in Australia due to its hot, dry environment. Moving now into the freezing north of China, the Bohai Gulf. The local shellfish farmers are unhappy because of the sea ice that came too early this year. Let's find out how the icy land has been affecting the income of the local farmers.
44 nautical miles of the Bohai Bay, all sealed under ice. 160 ships have been frozen in the ice. Yet, what's more worrying to the locals are the large amount of shellfish under the ice. In the coastal city Inko, some farmers have lost hope for this year's shellfish harvest.
It's too cold this year. My shellfish in the area will die. 60% of them are under ice. They won't be able to breathe.
The situation is no better in the neighboring Laizhou Bay. 10 centimeters of ice has sealed the port, stretching 10 kilometers into the deep of the Gulf. For the local fishermen, business has stopped. Shipowner Yi-Bo says he has not gone out fishing for over 10 days.
The sea has been frozen. I let my employees off for safety reasons. The sea ice could break the wood structure of the ship, and that happens every year.
His neighbor Zhou Lianping is also worried about the ice. His shellfish, scattered over 1.5 hectares in the sea, is still in the water.
The ice has come too early, much earlier than previous years. I can't get the shellfish out of the water. The ice is not melting, yet I still have to pay the workers. I am worried.
And the worst is yet to come. The Bohai Bay will see the most ice in mid-January as the ice-filled area is expected to grow. China's Marine Surveillance Patrol has been keeping a close eye on the development of the ice. Wang Xinye, CCTV.
Still in China, the country's Xu Mengtao got the defense of her freestyle skiing aerials World Cup title off to the ideal start when she won the opening event of the season in Changchuan on Saturday. The 22-year-old won 5 events last year on the way to the Aerials Championship and picked up her first this season, producing the best score of every round before recording 109.06 in the second final to beat Olympic champion Lydia Lasila of Australia by more than 10 points. Xiu's compatriot Li Nina took third place. Jia Zongyang made it the perfect day for the hosts when he won the men's event, narrowly defeating China's teammate Chi Guangpu. Defending Aerial World Cup champion Olivier Rochon of Canada, who beat Jia to the title last year, was third. And on our final news, imaginative floats, sweets, acrobats, and animals. Those were the ingredients of the Three Kings Parade in central Madrid on Saturday, where children and adults alike celebrated the eve of the Epiphany. The Epiphany marks the day when the 3 wise men arrived in Bethlehem, presenting Jesus with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh on January 6, 12 days after Christmas. There was no gold, frankincense, or myrrh on Saturday evening, but there were plenty of sweets thrown from the float onto the crowd, sending many children into a frenzy. The Three Kings Parade is held in Madrid every year on January 5th, on the eve of the Epiphany, and the chance to see Melchor, Gaspar, and Balthasar in a theatrical show of lights, costumes, and fantasy brings thousands of families onto the streets of the Spain capital. For the children who still believe in the legend, it is these 3 wise men that will provide them with presents. In Spain, Three Kings Day is considered by most people more important than Christmas, and many Spanish children wait until January 6th to open their presents. On that note, we end today's World News. See you again next time.